Right, welcome to Rambling Achieved. It's obviously been a while. I think 2 or 3 weeks now since a video was put up. You would obviously know why if you read the post that I had to put out. The laptop kind of just broke. Um, Credit though, I want to shout out Lenovo, who is the maker. Very quick solution. End up reaching out to them the following day. They scheduled a collection and had it fixed the very next day after that, and then it was shipped the day after that. So it was all finished and fixed within under a week, which was incredible. Um, we've had a few things lined up, and they've kind of gone awry. Was meant to do some stuff with Brandon, but we're having to postpone that until Monday, and right now it is Saturday, so we'll have some stuff collabing over on his channel, so be sure to keep an eye out for that, and over here as well. The next collab video type over here will be another retro game of the year. 2004 it'll be this time, so that'll be kind of fun to dive into. It's definitely a year that I think probably holds a lot more importance to him than I, but nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see what he ends up picking for that and what I end up picking. But yeah, I wanted to try ideally wanted to get this out in the beginning of the year, but obviously things went awry. So here we are with the gaming goals for 2026. I wanted to keep it kind of shorter this time. We've done stuff like this over on his channel. I think we did about 10 a piece before. I'm going to do it for 5 this time, I believe. 2, 4, 5, yeah. So 5 things, and just trying to keep it simple. Because what I've noticed is that a lot of the stuff that I put down last time was stuff that, yeah, ideally, of course, you would like to do it, but it definitely didn't come to fruition and stuff like that, and there was definitely a lot of overreaching. So definitely trying to keep it a little bit more grounded, and a little bit more loose and less strict. So, to kick things off, I would like to beat some more DLCs this year. Definitely get through a lot of game clears each year compared to a lot of people. Lots of credit rolls. Don't really get to do all that many DLCs, if I'm honest, and I'm definitely one that enjoys dipping into DLCs. It's not something that, like, I don't enjoy. Like, I love some of my favorite memories are from DLCs and stuff like that. So ones that spring to mind is, well, I've got Witcher running in the background. Supposedly a Witcher DLC's coming out for, so it's either the anniversary or some like marketing lead up for The Witcher 4. I'd happily dive back into that world. Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone are some of the best DLCs in gaming. So would happily love to see what they're going to be cooking up. Just love the Witcher world. Would love to dive back in and see what they got going there. Another one is, I think it was Atomic Heart, had a bunch of DLCs. I really did enjoy Atomic Heart when it was finally patched up. Didn't enjoy it at vanilla version 1.0. It was definitely something, that's for sure. But I did end up enjoying it about 3 months or 4 months down the line when everything was kind of fixed up. I hold it a lot higher in regard to a lot of people because of that. I think a lot of people kind of picked it up and put it straight back down. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a really fun kind of mixture blend between like Far Cry. It had like even Stalker influence, definitely on the lighter side of that. But you could see the influence was there, and just an interesting world to go around and explore in, which is always welcome. So I'd love to see what, and a lot of the DLCs, they look kind of wacky, leaning into the wackier stuff that was going on in that game. So would happily love to dip back into Atomic Heart. And Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I think officially now they have closed the book. It is done. No more DLCs, which is what I've been kind of waiting on. I love Owlcat, and I love their commitment to their IPs, but boy, do they they support them for a very, very long time. And the annoying part of that is that a lot of their stuff, because this is happening with Rogue Trader as well, is that you don't want to start, because I don't want to replay an entire run of one of their games. They're very, very long games, and it's not to say they're not enjoyable, it's just they're so rich. You want to explore and do everything with that one character. At least that's how I feel. So that's kind of why I'm waiting on Rogue Trader. I believe Wrath of the Righteous is now done and dusted. They're completely done with it. Hopefully. Moving on to their, what was it, Osiris, I think? The Expanse game. And then there's another Warhammer game they're making. And then they're still supporting Rogue Trader. So that's like 3 IPs that they've got juggling. So I assume they're done with this. So I'd love to go back in. There's a few DLCs I didn't do. There was a couple that I did start and didn't see to the end. So very much would want to see that. And right. Leading into the next one, kind of cheating here as well. Because heavily leaning on the event that we went for January in the Discord, which is JRPG January. I do want to rack off a few more JRPGs this year. I did an okay amount last year and the year before that, but I want to try and aim for close to double figures, so maybe 8 at a minimum. I believe I've cleared 2 so far, and on track to clear at least 2 more by the end of the month. I will probably need a big buffer period after this month, because I'm actually somebody who I struggle to back to back the same genres. I do need like palette cleansers and a difference in genre to keep me kind of motivated and to keep going. And JRPGs are very, very long. I always lose a little bit of motivation when I slow down with completions. It kind of hits the morale a little bit. So yeah, if I can aim for at least 4, that's like half of what I'm aiming for in the year in 1 month. That's a good beginning. But yeah, so the ones that I'm going to be wrapping up hopefully will be Final Fantasy VII Remake. That releases on the 22nd. It's the 17th. So I don't think I'll have that wrapped up before the end of the month, but I'll be playing it into the next month. Inazuma 11, Victory Road as well, ended up picking up finally, and thoroughly enjoyed the opening hours that I've played of that. Very different and unique from what I was expecting. I knew it was going to be obviously football related. There's a little bit more going on. I will say this though, this is gonna a mild. It's not a spoiler for like the stories or anything, but my thoughts and opinions on it. The English acting is just dreadful. I began you'll see it over on the sister channel where I post all the gameplay now. That first part was just, I couldn't click with it. I didn't like the game, and if it was stuck on that English and it didn't have the Japanese voice acting that you could tap to, I probably wouldn't be seeing it through to the end. It was kind of very, very grating to me. So very glad that is available. I enjoyed my time after it from part 2 onwards. But yeah, so they're the 2 that are like lined up. I got Aiden 100 Heroes as well in the rotation, and finishing up Like a Dragon Ishin as well. I think I'm on like chapter 9, so I'm very, very close to finishing that up. So yeah, JRPGs, need to get more of them done, and hopefully this will be the year where I can break into the double figures for that. And then leading into this next one, as I'm a completionist on and off, I definitely do enjoy 100% from time to time. I have heavily leaned more so in recent years in 100%ing either shorter games or roguelikes and roguelites. Is kind of what I've pivoted to, and less so a lot of the other games that you'd probably expect to see a lot of other people 100% and stuff like that. I did Shadows last year, of its base list. I haven't done the DLCs and stuff like that since. Maybe that's something I can go back to and crush that with the DLC goal. But I specifically wrote 100% an iconic RPG I love, because what I have in mind is either like Dragon Age Origins, one of the Mass Effect games, perhaps. Um, Something along them lines. Not something too demanding, because I don't think it would be too demanding to do like a Mass Effect or Dragon Age. Well, Dragon Age Origins has a lot of endings actually, of achievements, and maybe Dragon Age, one of the later ones, perhaps. I believe I began working on Inquisition, so that could be one that I go back to. But yeah, I want to do an iconic RPG that I love, a Western one, more so than a JRPG. Because I'm going through Avowed now. I don't think I would 100% that at its current point. It's getting an update, I believe, with the coinciding release of the PS5 version. So it's always tough to commit to 100% when you know that it's probably going to get more shit added to it down the line. So I'll have to see on that one. Should have probably put this in this next goal. So this is the fourth one now, with around the JRPGs. But attempt to pinpoint 2 more events for the Discord. So this is obviously not purely targeted towards me, it's towards the community as a whole. I think I would like at least one event every 4 months. So right now we have locked in Shocktober for October, so the end of the year's done, and the beginning of the year's done with JRPG January. So we kind of need something to fill the middle. I don't know what that is. I haven't thought that far ahead. I think I said I put out a quote earlier in the year saying that I'd probably wait until the JRPG January event was over with to see how many people tagged in. A lot of people have tagged into that as well, so thank you very much. It's always a worry when you put something new out there and you're like, what if nobody appears? That would suck. But a lot of people tagged in. It's kind of awesome. It was around the same reception for Shocktober, which was kind of surprising. I thought Shocktober would have been the big event, and then the JRPG January would be kind of the niche, but kind of neck and neck. So I'm very impressed with that. So I'm more than happy to add some more events. I just don't know what they are. So if you're watching and you're in the Discord, or if you'd like to join the Discord, I should plug that in now. Make sure to pop a comment down below and I'll hit you back with a link so you can hop in there and join us all. But if you have any suggestions for stuff, obviously the 2 that we have running at the moment with JRPG January, that's thematic. It kind of fits JRPG January JJ. And then Shocktober for Halloween. It doesn't have to be thematic. It's always better if it is. Obviously, it's nicer. So if you have any suggestions that you'd want to see around about the middle of the year, definitely drop them down below. Drop them in the Discord if you're in there, and we can look at setting something up. Then finally, this one. I think I did a pretty decent job last year in comparison to previous other years, and that's not worrying so much about new releases, which I definitely still buy a ton of new games. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, it's nowhere near like as many as the years prior, and then on top of that, not feeling FOMO nearly as much. It's obviously still there in parts. It sucks when you're looking forward to something and then you're like, don't have the time, don't have the money, whatever, you know, excuse and reasoning for that is that you're missing out. It does suck. It doesn't feel as bad as it did in a previous years. I waited a very long time to pick up Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Didn't pick that up at release. From last year, I didn't do Mafia. I didn't do Octopath Zero. Oh, what was the other one that I missed out on? There was something else. But yeah, there's a ton of releases that I would have loved to have gotten around to and just didn't. And in previous years, that would have probably annoyed me a bit because you feel like you've missed the boat and stuff like that. I just don't care anymore. If I'm being honest, it's way less important to me because what I found as well with last year is, and the tail end of the year before that, is that when we were doing a lot of content over on Brandon's channel and we were doing what we were playing at the end of each month, because I think he was beginning to feel this a little bit as well, you do feel compelled to push through stuff that you probably didn't enjoy because you want to make sure that you're getting the full picture when you're talking about stuff. You want to be trying to the best of your ability to cover the new releases so that it's relevant, because that kind of stuff obviously gets picked up more in the algorithm. You obviously get like retro stuff that gets picked up, but catching the things while they're hot can heavily break. There's so many people that boomed to success when Expedition 33 came out, boomed to success when Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out. Like when you cover it and then people just find you through that, and then you gain a big amount of extra following and stuff like that. And what I began to feel, and I felt this with, I'll give this as two examples. The Indiana Jones game, the new one, The Great Circle, and Hellblade 2 were kind of my wake-up call of don't play it because it's the newest thing available, and also don't push through to completion if you're really not enjoying it. Because for the sake of Hellblade 2, I didn't enjoy that game really whatsoever at all. There was no benefit to me rolling credits on that game personally. I had nothing particularly positive to say about it other than it looks good, and that's about it. I didn't enjoy the game whatsoever. In the case of Indiana Jones, I enjoyed it a little bit more, but it was more so I probably would have enjoyed it if I would have played it in the mood for wanting something like that. It was more pushing through for the sake of pushing through. So, because I knew that it was the tail end of the year, we're talking about our game of the years and stuff like that, and it could have been my game of the year. You never know when you miss out on these types of things. But it's just, yeah, it's not good for one's happiness and stuff like that to do that in gaming. It can kind of spoil and sour titles and stuff like that, because that first impression is what sticks with you a lot of the time. I'm gonna have a not overly negative skewed opinion and viewpoint on the likes of that Indiana Jones game, but it's not going to be held higher than if I would have played it in like 8 months after release, when it's like, okay, I'm ready to go and digest this. Like I did with the likes of, as an example, well, like I'm playing now with Like a Dragon Edition. I put that down near its release as well because I just wasn't in the mood for a Yakuza game at that time. I love Yakuza games, so this is the thing of like, that was the wake up call of like, you need to just, if you're not feeling it, just move on to something else and do something else. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, try not to worry about new releases. I have a few that I have on the radar that I'd like to jump into straight away, I think. But we'll see when you get around to it and you pick it up and you're like, maybe not then. I should probably utilize, and I think this could probably apply to a lot of people. I think we kind of forget in the modern age. Demos still exist. I can't. I think I played a demo once last year, and then prior to that, I couldn't tell you. They just don't. They don't get utilized by a lot of people. I can say that with certainty, and myself included. So maybe I should be employing that in my own decision making. But yeah, that is it. Gaming goals for 2026. 5 brief ones, very small scale, I'd say, for me, especially in comparison to the ones that we've done prior. But just wanted to keep it short, simple. Also a short video to just push out there and get something else out this month, because that is also the kind of thing that weighs on you. Is when you're aiming to make content and you look at it and it's like, wow, 2 weeks ago, you haven't posted shit. Huh. That's kind of makes you look lazy or not motivated and stuff like that. So I wanted to get this out. Hopefully, as well, we should have the thing done by Monday, the recording, which means it will be posted in the days after that, maybe Wednesday or something. Something also that this isn't a goal, but what I've decided to do this year, just don't have a schedule. Loosely aim for 1 release a week, but don't fret if you don't. But yeah, not locking in like it has to be on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah, make sure to check out Brandon's channel if you haven't. His channel will be linked down below. Like I said, we'll be doing, I think, the video game draft on his channel next. And then, like I said, the 2004 Retro Game of the Year over here. If you want to join a Discord of like-minded gamers such as yourself, make sure to pop a comment down below, and I'll hit you about the link. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope everybody had a great year last year, and hopefully this will be another great year for you all in gaming. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.